Hi there, students. By the time that. Okay, this is a construction or an idiom that means before another event occurs, another one will have already finished or will be happening. So let me give you examples with this because I think this is the best way to use it. So by the time I arrived home last night, my family had eaten dinner. Okay, they had already finished. So before I arrived home, they had finished. By the time I arrived, when I arrived, it had already happened, but they had done it before. I could also say, by the time I arrived home, my family were eating dinner. So I'm saying they had started. I could also put this in the future. By the time I arrive home, notice when you're talking about the future, you use a present simple. By the time I arrive home, my family will have eaten dinner. They will have finished. Future perfect. Or by the time that I arrive home, my family will be eating dinner. This action will be in progress. So they'll start before I arrive home. Another example. By the time that winter started, I had finished the project. So notice, by the time that winter had started, something in the past, I had finished the project, something further in the past. I could also make it continuous though. By the time that winter started, I was finishing the project. So I was near the end, but I was still in progress. By the time that winter starts, future, although I'm using a present tense, I will have finished the project. Future perfect. The project will already be finished. Or by the time that winter starts, I will be finishing the project. The ending of it will be in progress. I was also thinking about by the time that winter starts, I will finish the project. This with a will here sounds like a promise. I promise you I will finish before winter starts. Okay, so let's see. Cook the dinner and lay the table. By the time I cooked dinner, John had laid the table. It was already done. By the time I cooked dinner, John was laying the table. It was in progress. By the time I cook dinner in the future, John will have laid, it will already be done, the table. Or John will be laying the table. By the time I cook dinner, John will be laying the table. It will be in progress. By the time I wrote the letter, you had left. By the time I wrote the letter, you were leaving. By the time I write this letter, you will have left. By the time I write this letter, you will be leaving. Okay? Or let's try another one. By the time I sung the song, I could also say had sung the song, the baby had fallen asleep. Or by the time I sung the song, the baby was falling asleep. And then in the future, by the time I sing this song, the baby will have fallen asleep. So probably before I even start. Or by the time I sing this song, the baby will have fallen asleep. So in the past, you can either use a past simple, you can also use a past perfect, plus a past perfect, had eaten, or a past continuous, were eating. So by the time I arrived home, or had arrived home, my family had eaten, or my family were eating. And then for the future, you need to use the present simple. By the time I arrive home, my family will have eaten, or by the time I arrive home, my family will be eating. Okay? Try a few examples of this. It's a reasonably easy construction, and it'll make your language sound quite nice. So there you go. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. By the time that